Hello, Jaguars fans. Welcome back, Dunn and Drew. I saw on Twitter, I guess all of us saw on Twitter, Travon Walker news. Travon Walker hype. Ever since the draft, there's been hype around Travon Walker, but now, or at least in the last few days, there have been rumors and it's a little subtle hype about Travon Walker to the Jaguars at pick number 1, and we're here to break that down with you with a channel favorite, 1010XL's own Mia O'Brien. So Mia, thank you for coming back and joining us via satellite.
Absolutely, and I'm joining you officially as a full-time employee of 1010XL for the first time, so that's fun. Fun employment was fun, but now we go back to the grind.
About time you get a job.
Awful. I was literally on a 4-week vacation.
Well, you've come back at a great time. You got to talk about leading topic of the day, Travon Walker. Is there any reason why I should turn on Travon Walker highlight clips on YouTube?
I think it's worth looking at, although I don't really think the highlight reel will really tell you much of anything. With Walker, it's very much it's the projectiles. It's because he's an athletic freak. It's because he tested really well. That's the reason now he's getting this hype, and he's getting that hype specifically to the Jaguars at number 1 because of who Trent Baalke has drafted in the past during his time in San Francisco. Since obviously as the general manager of the Jaguars, he has not taken an edge rusher in the first round. But the guys he took in San Francisco technically were big dudes. He has personally told me and the other reporters here in Jacksonville he likes big dudes. Let's read Travon Walker. How big is this dude? Well, he's 272 pounds, 6'5".
Why he me?
Basically, his testing is so absurd he could pass for, quote, a moderately athletic cornerback, according to Mike Renner of Pro Football Focus. The one that really stands out to me, though, as to why Baalke and Walker are being tied together is the arm length. He is in the 100th percentile with a 35-inch wingspan. Meanwhile, little stubby hands, Aiden Hutchinson, is nowhere near that sort of wingspan. And typically the guys that Trent Baalke has taken in the past have those measurables. Walker also has 10.75-inch hands.
Wow.
In terms of his actual testing, he ran a 4.51. Again, he's 272, 6'5".
He wore 4.51? Goodness.
A little better than us.
I don't know what they're feeding. Right, I don't know what they're feeding them up in Athens, but every
Peaches.
dog that ran was doing crazy
Copper.
stuff. Wild. His 6 cone was a 6.89. His 20-yard shuttle 4.32. Yeah, so the dude's an athletic freak. The only thing he didn't do that good in was a 10-yard split. Who cares? My thing with Walker, and this is why personally I just don't think the Jags can afford the risk. In general, they can't afford the risk because you need a second edge rusher. Josh Allen's best season of his 3 years of playing in the NFL, his best season was when he had 2 other great pass rushers around him. That's what allowed him to eclipse 10 sacks. So you can't mess this one up because he's in the 4th year of his rookie deal, and yeah, they're probably going to hit him with the 5th-year tag, and he'll play on that next year, and then they'll work to a extension. Yeah, whatever. That's great. But the fact of the matter is that the guy needs help because he can't be triple teamed for a 3rd straight year. And so that's why they really can't just bank on, well, this Travon Walker cat is really high ceiling. It's no, you can't do that because guess what? He did that at number 20 overall in 2020 with Caleb on Chason. And where has that landed you now?
Yeah.
Because that was another guy that was a high ceiling guy that came on in his 3rd year in college and played in a national championship and won a national championship. And he's undersized, and where are you sitting now?
Is Walker isn't undersized though, right?
Mm-mm.
So
he's 6'5", 272, but he also plays a little bit more. Right, yeah. His measurables are better than Calebon's, but he plays a little bit more on the interior. His pass rush moves are still a little raw. He's a bulldozer, and he has inside-outside potential, so that's why some people have likened him to an Aaron Donald. I really, truly haven't watched that much film of him to tell you that. I'm also, for the record, not, as you guys both know, not a huge Aiden Hutchinson fan. I have been on Team Thibodeau from the get-go, but at the same time, you have to look at who's making the pick. I'm not making the pick. Lord Bold, or what's his name? Little finger down there making the pick.
Yeah, we can't afford to make a risky play at number 1. Me and Andy were talking about this earlier. We got to be safe. And because the edge rusher class is so deep this draft,
Mike Tyson.
I think we should go for a pick there at 33 and take Evan Neal at 1. But I don't even know.
So I will say this, Eric. Like, I agreed with that sentiment for the longest time, and I still mostly do. But the thing with this edge rusher class is it's better than last year. It's pretty much better-ish. I would equate it to the 2020 class. But the problem is there's like 6 or 7 dudes, and then everybody else is like good, but they're not like, oh my God, this dude's amazing. Couldn't you find a Yannick Ngakoue in the 3rd round who can't defend against the run, but he's an excellent like designated pass rusher? Absolutely. And I'm sure the Jags would sign up for that in a heartbeat. But you can't bank on them being there if there really is only 10 guys that are going to be starters and there's a run on them in the 1st round. Then, like, what do? Then all of a sudden you're sitting at 33 and you think, I wanted to trade back in for a wide receiver. Now all of a sudden I got to trade back in just to get the edge rusher, and maybe I have to give up assets that will take away from getting the receiver. So that is the only reason I'm now looking more towards edge rusher, just because it truly does sound like, outside of maybe the Texans, it sounds like at least 3 edge rushers are guaranteed to go in the first 5 picks.
Yeah, and we don't want to lose Josh Allen. And if he's not on that line with another guy that's as good as him or doesn't have potential, then Allen is going to be walking soon. Yeah,
and that's the problem is, like, they love him in the building. Obviously, you guys know he's one of my good friends. So, like, I don't – it's not a Jalen Ramsey situation. He wants to be here. I think he wants to get paid. But also in talking to Josh, I think he'd be the first person to tell you, like, his numbers last year weren't good enough. He wasn't consistent enough. He told us that after his 2nd year. He knows, like, and he studies with some of the best guys in the league. Like, he knows what it's going to take to be great. But it's simple. Like, the poor guy is getting triple teamed, and we're like shocked that his numbers aren't what they were his rookie season. You know, it's not that hard to figure out.
All right, Mia O'Brien, 1010XL. Don't miss her every weekday from 12 to 3.
That's correct. Look at
Let's go.
Look at you.
I'm a 1010 connoisseur.
Man.
All right, you're always able to, and I'm amazed that we're always able to fit 20 minutes in a 5-minute segment. So we appreciate you coming on, and hopefully I see you soon.
It's a God-given gift. Anytime, my friends. I'll see you soon.
Take care, Mia. Draft right around the corner, y'all. So
let's close that up.
Yes. So it won't be Travon Walker. Actually, after all of that, we have no idea.
It could be Walker. It could be Thibodeau. It could be Neal.
It could be Jamison Williams. Who knows, man? Who knows? But point being, Jags need everything. Need all their holes filled, and got that first pick, 33rd pick, all those 6-round picks. Who knows what's going to happen? But we'll watch the first pick and keep following on Twitter.
We'll be right there with you. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.